gap. He lashed out with his other hand, snatching wildly at anything he could find, and found hair. Twisting the hair down, he pushed out hard, knocking the bully back and propelling himself sideways. The third boy, Traz, grabbed at him, but Kirrin was back on his feet now and kicked out hard, hitting the side of his knee. Traz collapsed to the ground with a yelp of pain. Kirrin turned and ran. His mind raced, trying to sort out his path without slowing himself down. He turned down one street and then another alley, hoping he was right and just one more turn would get him out into the city, where the streets were more familiar. Behind him he could hear the angry shouts as Alden and Friel gave chase. Kirrin raced around the corner at the top of the alley, desperate to get away. A carriage was parked, partially blocking the exit, and the door carelessly left open. As he swerved to dash around it, he glanced inside. Empty. No driver in sight. Without thinking, he dove inside, clawing the door closed behind him. He lay still, heart pounding, waiting to be discovered. But nothing happened. He could hear the clatter of metal shoes scraping on the cobbles as the horses shifted their weight. A man, the driver, laughed with a woman nearby. A sudden pounding against the cobbles signaled the approach of Alden and Friel. Kirrin stopped breathing. Had they seen him enter the carriage? He twisted as smooth and silently as he could and wedged himself under the seat, behind the elaborate semi-sheer hanging which was no doubt meant to hide baggage, though the space was empty now. He heard Alden's voice from outside. "Where did the Dowsher go?" Friel answered from further away. "I don't see him anywhere. Find him. That bleeding rat is going to pay for what he done to Trez." Inside the carriage, Kirrin listened, courage and strength spent. Blood dripped from a cut above his eye, and from his nose. He lay there, hearing the boys outside, and wondered why it was that no one ever paid for his injuries. "You think we should go check on Trez?" Friel asked. "Nah, I want that Dowsher. Trez can wait. He'd want payback anyway." Kirrin could hear the burning hatred in Alden's voice. "Go take a look over there." A moment of silence. Kirrin wondered if Alden had left. Then he heard Alden calling to Friel. "You see him on that side?" Friel's voice came back, faint. "Nothing! The little fop just vanished." "Check around the stalls. I'll check over here." Alden's voice sounded less interested now. Kirrin hoped the two of them would broaden their search, giving him a chance to get out of the carriage before. A new voice, just outside. "When it pleases you, I'll be ready to return to the house." The words and the tone did not match. The voice carried an authority and lazy arrogance that Kirrin recognized from some of the inn's wealthy patrons. "Right away, sir," came the reply, sounding anxious and hurried. Kirrin heard the woman giggle and someone scrambling outside the carriage. The door opened and the whole carriage shifted. A pair of boots climbed in and settled in front of his face as the seat squeaked and shifted just over his head. Very fine boots. Suede, dyed in a rich burgundy with ornately tooled straps. They were much finer than the sandals Kirrin wore, lacing up around his ankles. Kirrin thought he was going to be sick. Now he was completely trapped. Should he call out and throw himself on the mercy of the man in the carriage? How would he explain himself? Would the man have sympathy for his situation? What kind of trouble might he be in? Questions raced through his mind, running in circles. The carriage lurched into motion, accompanied by the clip-clop of the horses' feet. Kirrin closed his eyes, trying to decide if he should keep quiet or risk speaking out. At best, he would get thrown out of the carriage.